going to make just a dish that's quick and easy. Sometimes when we're on our way home and we haven't had anything to eat, we want something quick. We don't want to eat out, but we want something quick. So this is a classic go-to, a very classic go-to, which is, of course, we're going to roast some chicken. We're going to mash some sweet potatoes, and we are going to saute some spinach, which is really, really easy. So the star, of course, of this show, believe it or not, is going to be something that we all think we don't like, but it's roasted garlic. When you make it really sweet and you take it out of those pots and you put it in spinach, you put it in potatoes. Oh my God, it is amazing. And guess what? It has so many health benefits for us. I mean, it's just endless. It helps with our blood pressure. It helps with our blood sugars, all those things. So who wouldn't want a nice quick meal when you come home from a long, hard day, or just to relax? It's getting to be springtime. You can have it in springtime, wintertime. Chicken is just a go-to for everything. It's so versatile. So our star of the show with this particular dish is our garlic. Look at it. It's roasted. It's caramelized. And it's not bitter anymore because we roasted it. It's sweet. So we're going to put that in with our chicken. And you can just squeeze it out of those pods. And we're going to kind of mash it a little bit. Get some more goodness out of it. But that's our star of the show for this particular dish. Now, we have our garlic. I'm going to sit that over there. I'm going to give my hands just a nice little quick dip. We're going to season our chicken. Now, this chicken has been kind of marinating a little bit in some olive oil and a little bit of aminos, liquid aminos. So I'm going to season this up with my chicken seasoning. So I'm going to use a little bit of my chicken seasoning, my little special blend, not a lot, because we don't want to overpower the seasoning. And the other thing that we want to do, we want to add some of our poultry seasoning, because chicken loves thyme, chicken loves oregano, sage. You want to bring out the goodness of it. And of course, we're going to add a little bit of our black pepper. How about that? And we're going to just kind of give this a light massage. Let it get in there and talk to this chicken and make this chicken all happy. Now, where are we going to put this chicken? We're going to put it on our grill. Okay. We're going to put our chicken on this smokeless grill. It's an indoor grill. Very inexpensive. And it's going to grill this chicken. It's going to seal it, make it juicy. And you don't even have, if you don't want to go outside to grill, guess what? Try one of these. Can't go wrong. So we're going to leave that here for a little while and kind of let it dance and do its own thing. We're going to wash again because we've been dealing with what? Chicken. Chicken is one of those foods that carry a lot of bacteria. So we want to make sure that we get a good wash with our hands. We got to stay safe, remember? And now we're going to start on our next part of this dish, which is going to be our spinach. And we're going to add our star to the show of that because we want that to kind of come through. So this is a salad washer. Make sure that you wash your greens, even though it says it has been twice washed. Wash it again. Please wash your foods, wash your veggies, wash your fruits, wash your food. So we're going to give it a nice spin and get all the water out of it. You can see right here. This is a nice little gadget to have. I love it. And guess what? Once it stops, Your spinach is nice and dry. Voila. And we can cook it. We're going to take this little tub out. Look, all this water was left in the spinach. So that's what you want to make sure that you do. Get all of the water out. So we have a hot pan here that's heated up really good. And we're going to drop our spinach in here. You all know spinach does not take long at all to do anything. So we're going to let that wither down a little bit. We're going to take some of this garlic here because we're going to use the other half of it. It's like a paste now that I have here. And we are going to add a little bit of that garlic in there. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to our spinach. And then we're going to add just a little bit of seasoning because we want that garlic to remain the star of the show. We want that garlic to win a Grammy, an Emmy, an Oscar. It's going to be so good. So good. The other thing that we're going to add to the spinach is just going to be a little bit, just a tad bit of rice wine vinegar. So we're going to let that cook a little bit. Just let it kind of cook and become friends with the oil and the seasoning. And it's going to cook very quickly, very quickly. By the time you blink your eyes and look back up, it'll be done. Spinach is very quick, it's very versatile, and it's going to produce its own water. So while that's doing that, we're going to go back over here. We're going to check on this chicken that's really cooking really good. You're going to do about, I'm going to say about 5 to 6 minutes on each side, depending upon the thickness. And you want to make sure that this chicken comes up to a temperature of about over 140 or more. That's important. So I'm going to dip my tongs, make sure that they're clean, and put those back. And we're going to continue to work on our spinach. It's almost there. Told you it doesn't take long for spinach. Very quick, easy veggie that you love and it's good for you. How you think Popeye got to be so strong? So we need our spinach. While our spinach is doing its thing, we're going to look at these sweet potatoes. So what I do with these sweet potatoes, I kind of boil them. Sometimes I roast them. Sometimes I boil them. It just depends upon what I'm trying to do. But I love to roast them because when we roast them, again, it brings out the best flavor ever. It really does. So we're going to drop these in here. You hear that little sizzle? We're not going to cook them. We're going to do what we do. What we all do. You know, what do we like? Mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes are good and can be good. They carry a lot of starch and they're very full of carbs that sometimes we don't need. So we have to be careful with those. But the mashed sweet potatoes, oh my God. So we're going to mash these. And we're going to add just a little bit of uncommon things that you wouldn't think that we would add to sweet potatoes. We're going to turn our spinach off. And we're going to plate that in just a second. But we're going to take these potatoes, these sweet potatoes, and we're going to mash these. We're going to mash them and mash. That's a really good mash. The only other thing that we're going to add to that, just a tad bit, I'll take that knife and just a little pat of butter. And we want to keep that simple, very simple. So far we have our spinach. It's ready. Just what we wanted. Nice and tender. That garlic. I wish y'all had smell vision. So you can smell this. Smells good. Perfect, 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 perfect. It's perfect. Now, we're going to take our sweet potato mash. We're going to stir that just a little bit. We want these to be savory, okay? We don't want the traditional sweet potatoes. We want this to be savory. How do we get to savory? You got to add something that's a little bit savory to it, okay? So we're going to go with the herbs with the potatoes, okay? We have just a smidget of oregano, and we have just a smidget of some thyme. We don't want it to be overbearing. And guess what? Believe it or not, we're going to go back to just a tad bit of our oyster sauce. Ta-da! We're going to stir that. Give it a quick little stir. These are ready. Ready, ready, ready. Been home 10 minutes. And guess what? Dinner is almost what? Served. Who wouldn't want that? I certainly would. All the time. Let's check on our chicken again. Almost there. It's getting caramelized, which is what we want. We're going to flip that again. Let it just kind of hang out with the lid off. That's what we're going to do now. Just kind of let it hang out with the lid off. And the reason why we're taking the lid off is because we want those juices to absorb back into the into the chicken, and we want it to kind of dry up. Not to dry the chicken out, but we want the juices to say, oh, I've been uncovered, so let me go back in and hide. So it's going back into the chicken because we want juicy, juicy, juicy chicken. Now, I'm cooking this chicken on about 450 as a grill. This is an indoor grill. So it is a high temperature, but it's grilling the chicken. It's grilling the chicken. So that's what we want. That's what we want. Nice and juicy, but we want a little crisp on it. And we are almost there with the chicken. About 2 more minutes, and we will be there with the chicken. So with this chicken, one thing that we said that we needed to do was to add a little bit of what? Garlic to this chicken. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go in and coat this chicken with that roasted garlic paste. Get it in there nice and ooey and gooey. Smells good. Smells really good. Okay. It's talking. Can you hear it? What are you saying? Let's see. We're going to flip it one more time for about a minute. It's caramelizing, y'all. It looks really, really good. Really good. We're going to put this chicken on our cutting board, and we're going to let it rest for about 5 minutes. And with those 5 minutes, we're going to let some of those juices reconstitute. We're going to wipe our board off. We haven't had any meat on our board, but we're going to wipe it really good with a nice soapy towel. Get that off. Make sure you clean as you what? Cook. It's important. Clean as you cook. Okay. I'm going to dry this board. And one of the things that will preserve your cutting board is if you of course you want to wash it with nice soapy water, but after you clean it and it dries out, take some oil and just put a little bit of oil on it rub it, and then you store it. That's how you take care of your cutting board, and it lasts for a long, long time. So we're gonna take this and put our chicken on here. Our chicken is about done, really. Looking good and smelling good. That garlic has caramelized on this chicken, which is great. And we're just gonna plate our chicken here on the cutting board. That smells good. Smells really good. We're gonna let it rest for just about a minute or so. And if you want to leave it on longer, that's absolutely fine. You just have to make sure that that internal temperature for that chicken comes up to about 140 or above. That's what's important. Okay. So we got chicken. We're gonna set it at rest already. We're just gonna come in and we're gonna cut pieces of chicken. We're gonna kind of taste our masterpiece. Our masterpiece. The garlic, the seasoning. Keep in mind, been to work. This is something that you know you want to make. So if you know you're gonna make it, go ahead and let that chicken marinate. Okay. So we got chicken. We've got savory smashed potatoes, and we've got spinach. So we're gonna take a try here. We're gonna take a taste of this, see what we got. How about that? I got some tasters in the house.
Good quick meal.
Good quick meal. That's what we want to hear.
Potatoes are very flavorful.
Flavorful.
Tastes light, healthy. Everything is good.